Hey y'all, this is Helena, Lena, and welcome to What's Poppin'. Today I am joined by Maurice and Bakar, and we are here today with the Glass Table Talks. And we will be discussing all the issues and problems that actually plague small businesses. So let me go and introduce the two gentlemen that are here with me. First, I have Mr. Maurice Bonner. He is here in the greater Atlanta metro area. Maurice, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I'm Maurice Bonner, CEO of the clothing line Passion in Paradise. I've been in Metro Atlanta for about 10 years, I think. So it's cool here. I was working a lot in the beginning, kind of scared to start my business, but I'm making my way slowly but surely.
Very good, very good. And so next we have Bakar Bey, who is in Richmond, Virginia. So Bakar, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your company.
Well, what's popping, people? I'm Bakar Bey. Bakar Bey, habit and accountability coach, also educator, entrepreneur, visionary, and founder and CEO of Habit to Greatness, which is an accountability and coaching platform for different passionate individuals as well as professionals who are working to get their life and lifestyle on track.
All right. So we are kind of like in totally different, opposite, you know what I mean? So let me ask you, previously, what did you do in a previous life, Maurice, before you started your company?
I was working for the Cab County, working parts for the garbage trucks.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. Before that, I was at Walmart. That's all while I've been here.
Did you quit and to start your business? Is that how you? Oh, okay. So you were okay.
Mm-hmm. I quit my job at the Cab after working there for like 6 years to start my business. As you know, if you work like a county job, state job, whatever, they give you, like a pension or whatever. So I use that to kick my business off.
Nice.
Very nice. And you, Bakar, what were you in your previous life before you were totally on everybody's ass with your
in a few previous lives, I've worked as an engineer, a quality engineer in the aerospace industry.
Which is still on your ass, basically. So he just transferred those.
We just took it from products and processes and applied it to people.
Right. I know it's right.
Everything transferable, but I also went into education as well. So teaching and developing engineers, took that into the financial industry as I was getting into entrepreneurship, and then dedicated all of that, applied all of that to what I do in coaching now.
All right. Very good. Very good. So let me just tell you two and the world a little bit.
What's your story?
Yeah. A little bit about me. My turn. Okay. So in a previous life, I am pretty much, if I look back over my lifetime, I'm a government employee, is what I'll say. I started my government life in the Air Force back in the late 90s. And I was actually medically boarded out of the service for bad knees. I can't run, jump, and play anymore. They told me I wasn't worldwide qualified. Yes, I was no longer worldwide qualified, which translates to I can't run, jump, and play. I was an air evac medic, which means those are the people that jump out of the helicopters and go and get the wounded people on the ground with the stretchers. Well, my knees were, raggedy, so they'd be carrying me instead. So they were like, dude, you're out of here. You're more of a liability. So that was one government job. Then I worked for Medicare. I worked on bilingual. So I worked for my little peoples in South Florida, Puerto Rico, and Mexico with their little wheelchairs and canes and medical equipment. So that was my other life. And then the last one that drove me to retirement and total baddydom was I worked for the IRS. Ooh, Lord, need I say? Yes, sir. And I told you I was bilingual. So I worked first paper giving people payment plans that couldn't do their stuff. And then I did the worst thing was go face to face and tried to help people do their stuff, but it wound up, I get cussed out in 2 languages. I got this going on. I got that going on. It's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And it's, it's stringent rules, regulations, blah, blah, blah. And it was just a lot. I'm just going to say it was a lot. So the military decided that I probably needed to not continue that. The job that I was in was basically customer service because of my language skills. And, it just wasn't conducive to me to like healthy living. So they forced me kind of like to retire. So I've been a lifelong artist, and I've always painted, drawn, graphic design was a major in college. And, I started doing crafty stuff, and I always had a really hard time selling my stuff. Not that my stuff isn't like cool, like, y'all's businesses are cool too, right? But
oh yeah.
Right. But still, it's still the main issue for me was getting my stuff out there. Like I couldn't get my visibility, which prompted my husband to be like, dude, okay, so you're having problems. Your Facebook crafty ladies on all your groups are having problems. So why don't you like doing stuff like that? Just like you like events and stuff, just organize stuff for them. And I was like, and it was born, right?
And a star was born.
Like that's how it was born. So he put the idea, and he pretty much, is my catalyst for everything. He's my rock and my sounding board for everything. But What's Poppin' was born. So first I was like, What's Poppin' Atlanta? Because that's kind of like where I live. But I have people from all over the country that need visibility, not just here in Atlanta.
That's right.
And then with COVID and, cooties and stuff going on, it was just, really volatile. And I'm like, well, you see all these celebrities doing that stuff on Instagram, doing those verses and all that stuff. I'm like, man, what if we had like, what I mean? Small businesses that came on, they got QVC, but they got all that expensive Jessica Simpson and whoever, Rachel Ray, and ain't nobody gonna, but what about the little people like that got 3 likes on their Facebook page? You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I mean, for real. So those are the people that I'm talking about that do really cool stuff, but they cannot get their stuff themselves, their businesses out there, right? Which leads us into, okay, people starting businesses. We all have our reasons for starting a business. I'm sure that how many times, Maurice, did you ever think about starting a business before you started this one? Or how many other businesses have you tried before you started this one?
Plenty,
Right. Count the years, count the whatever.
Especially just up here, I think I started like I had to start while I was working probably like 5 or 6 brands before I just came down with just focusing on one. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to make music and all that other stuff.
Right, that's
so
what I'm saying.
Just
right. You were kind of like all over the place. You kind of like had to funnel it and like streamline, right?
Exactly. Because you want to do when you're kind of an artistic person. You like doing different stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
indeed,
you dabble in everything, right?
So I'm graphic designing for people. I'm making beats. I'm making music, and then the older you get, I was just like, man, I just need to do one thing.
Right.
And I was this close for coming up here to go to AIU for clothing design when I got out of high school.
Oh wow!
So I was just like, man, I might as well go back to it. I always like clothes and
right. Go back for fashion. And what about you, Bakar? How many tries or how many attempts at or how many ideas like, ooh, I could do that. I could make a business out of that, and then you never acted. You know what I mean? You never acted on it. How many times did you think about going to business? You know what I'm saying?
I say enough. Definitely enough times.
How about I got my paycheck and was like, who the hell is FICA? You know what I mean? In the beginning, like, who is this FICA guy? You know, and Uncle Sam is deep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His pockets is deep, and ooh, all them folks is just in your business, and they don't have no health plans. You know what I mean? Or 401k or Lord child support coming out or whatever you got going on. Like your check is like
They in your pockets.
your check
Exactly.
went from.
Well, I can tell you,
Exactly.
it wasn't so much about like my pay, what was getting paid early on. It was really about what I wanted to do with my time. And that's what really sold me on entrepreneurship and business, is realizing, man, I want to own my own time and be able to control my income in the process, right? Like I knew that I couldn't. I'm not the greatest employee. Right? I can be a great employee, but I'm not built for working for somebody else the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like I think too much. I want to, I want to change. I want to improve. I want to do continuous improvement.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So, okay, so maybe we're atypical. You know what I mean? I've been, I've had, I think, I don't even know, from the time that I was small, you know what I mean? My mom making bake sale items and having tag sales, and she's super thrifty, so I was always doing like that kind of thing. So I always in my head was thinking about what's like a little hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can I do to make some extra money? And it just kind of grew over the years. I've had a little naughty toy online business before. I'm just saying. I've had like a green online directory business before. I've sold Avon before. You know what I mean? Like I've been in World Ventures before, selling travel. Like I've done like so many different things, just because I think that I have that entrepreneurial spirit, right? But I had always done so under the safety net of having what I call that real job, like that real 9-to-5 work. You know what I mean? So all my stuff was hustle, but you know what I mean? I always had that fail safe to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? So why did I never step out and break away from that? Like you said you did, Bakar, and like you did, Maurice. Honestly, for me, what I think one of the main reasons, I'll put out for my opinion, because this is what it was for my situation. And the question is, what's the main reason why people don't start businesses? Is I think fear. I think they're afraid. I mean, and fear comes in different packages. You know what I mean? But I think that fear, for me, it was twofold. Fear of not having that steady check, and fear of just failure, because I have children and a husband, and it was a fear of failing and letting my family, and we got to live in the streets because mama quit her job, on the corner, and it didn't work out, so I had to, it took me being retired to be like, okay, well, now I got time. You know what I mean? But I think fear. Bakar, what do you think is one of the biggest drivers for the reasons why people don't start businesses?
All right, I'll give you the big one. And similar to what you just mentioned, I think really because people haven't seen it done before. In there, they haven't seen the same way that we all grew up. Most of us saw our parents go to a job and bring home a steady paycheck. We knew that worked, or at least how that worked.
Right. We were like trained almost. You know.
But if you haven't seen anybody who knew how to run a profitable, successful business,
that's true.
Odds are, it's like if you never had algebra, or if you never had history, How you go? Why would you imagine to do that?
Right.
Right. And that's where the fear or the risk and other things, because all you've seen maybe are the people who fail.
Right. You're going to emulate what you know. And if all you see is your dad working and grinding at the, you know what I mean, at the mill or wherever the hell he was.
That might look unattractive, but you got a roof over your head and you got a car out in the so you know, okay, I can at least get these things at least.
Right.
That's when I can at least have these things if I do those things.
Right.
But you're not looking at the things that you don't have. Right. And that's not saying you're ungrateful for the things you do have, but you only know what you've been exposed to. So if you haven't been exposed to it, I think that's probably the number one reason they haven't been exposed to somebody having a successful business. How about you, Maurice?
That's true. What about you, Mo?
To me, I think it's a lot of people don't want their workload, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? It's some kind of like fear, but I think a lot of people that I've come across, like they don't want to have their own business because they don't want those problems. Like I don't think people understand when you got your own thing going, it's 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
All
you can't call HR.
You can't call payroll and say my check was late.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So and it's on you how much money or how less money that you make, especially like I think that was one of my biggest things. Like, am I going to make money from this? Do I want to have the responsibility of designing, marketing? You know what I'm saying? Getting out in the streets, meeting people, networking. I think a lot of people don't want all of their responsibility. That's a big one.
That's big.
That's big. That's big because I saw a funny little post earlier today. It said, small business people run away from a 40-hour week, people run away from a 40-hour a week job to have their small business to work 76 hours a week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like for real though, I work now more than not work because I like what I do, but I do more like like moving and shaking and moving around than I did when I was actually like at a 40-hour week job. I'm more tired now. You know what I mean? So building stuff
it requires work. But something that you just pointed out is, how do you feel doing it?
Yeah.
It's
Because if you could do what you want,
it's the best though, because you know the effort you put in is what you know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you rather work 40, 50 hours doing something you don't like, or work or do and live 70, 80 hours doing something you do enjoy?
That you love, right? And when you love it though, a lot of times it doesn't feel like work. Like it doesn't feel like I'm working. I'm just saying I'm just moving around doing so much more than I was even doing, you know what I mean, at my regular
activated though, you know?
I used to think that at my job, like it used to be like, while I'm here doing all this for somebody, like it came to a point where I like had meetings with like the director and he doesn't even know who I was, and I worked there for 6 years under this man. He was like, "What's your name again?" And I was like, "Why am I coming here breaking my back working for y'all?
I can't even remember my name.
You don't even know my name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
So I was just like, and then I'm the kind of person that I like being in control of the situation. Like, I don't like when I'm working with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's like unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but that might be another table talk, because that is then really trusting people with your baby.
Yes, definitely.
Bakar, you have a partner, correct? You have a partner. So we are going to leave that there, and we will talk back to you with the next or on another episode of Glass Table Talks, because I'm a control freak. My sign is Capricorn, and whether you believe in that, zodiacs or not, I am totally a control freak. You can ask my husband and my children. They will let you know. And I have a problem, giving my baby to somebody else when I don't know how they're going to treat it, when I've been busting my hump to do it. Right, Maurice? You've been busting your hump, and then you're like, do I really trust somebody else to market my stuff? Are they going to market it like I really, you know what I mean? Are they going to take my stuff seriously? Like that type of. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Again, this has been Glass Table Talks with my two gentlemen, Bakar Bey and Maurice Bonner. And we have been talking about the reason why people do not start businesses. Again, this is Lena S. Go ahead and check us out. And we will be back soon with another episode of Glass Table Talks, where we go ahead and discuss another dilemma plaguing the small business. All right, y'all.
Appreciate it.
That's what's poppin'.
Appreciate it.
Bye
Thank
now.
y'all.